Hey, what's up everybody? Video 44 coming at you with another video. Alright. Whew. Did my little hill climbing thing in Hollywood. Really nice day, probably about 80 degrees. And tried to condense a lot of that by hopping on direct trains, get directly to where I need to go, take direct routes after I finished climbing the hills back to the closest train station and got here by 3 o'clock. So they just had me walking back into the hotel likely at 4 o'clock, out of the shower by 4:30, ready to watch the Lakers by 5. So I met good timing, got the exercise in I wanted to do. Nothing worth talking about. Had a laugh at the Denver Nuggets coach getting fired. I know that's not supposed to be laughing at stuff like that, but I really don't like that dude. Not at all. Not after how he did our team, calling himself Laker daddy and rubbing it in our face that he won. It ain't enough to win. He couldn't do it graciously. I used to watch the San Antonio Spurs win graciously, man. They beat the hell out of you, make you feel terrible, and then shake your hand and never gloat. Never gloat. The most humble champions I ever seen, Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, and them. They never as much as gave us a weird look, and they would still demoralize the hell out of us on the court. Let the talking be done on the court. The best way to respect your opponent is to beat the hell out of them and leave them alone. You ain't got to do no extra stuff. You ain't got to, you know what I mean? All that extra. That's just welcoming the wrong karma to yourself. And so that's what Laker Daddy over there did. I don't like any of that energy that he put out when he was able to beat us the one time that he was able to really win a championship off of it. Calling himself Laker Daddy. We won 17 NBA championships. You have one. And so that was always my attitude with that guy. I was looking forward to this day. And here it is. So there's that. But yeah, man, I guess I'll keep this NBA. It ain't really much else to say. I mean, I just walked around, came back. So I might as well stay on topic. The Denver Nuggets are in trouble. I knew that. I told y'all that yesterday. But to see him get fired is kind of surprising. Though very satisfying, but surprising. I don't think that was the greatest strategy for their franchise. You got a winning coach. You got an NBA championship culture at this point, which you won a little measly championship. You got the best player in the league, in Jokic, in my humble opinion. And you fired the coach that got him the championship. The only coach he's really known, if I'm not mistaken, they didn't really have too many coaches since he's been in the league. He might have had a different coach as a rookie, maybe. I'm not really sure, but Mike has been there the whole time. And so, for their strategy of their franchise, I don't know what the heck they think they're gaining out of this. Then again, these are the same people who said they needed Russell Westbrook to win. Needed Russell win. So that, like I said in the video that I reported on his firing, that told me right there that their front office didn't know what the hell they were doing and need to be fired themselves. And hopefully, though, if the owner got any sense, he will do that, or she will do that, whoever the owner is. You gotta fire that front office, man. Whoever's putting together that roster, whoever put all this together, they need to be fired immediately. Whoever gave Zeke Naji his contract needs to be fired immediately. I understand wanting to keep Jamal Murray, but y'all should have negotiated something that made a lot more sense for your franchise. He should not have gotten some superstar's money. I respect him as a superstar of a killer, but he ain't no superstar player. He's an all-star level guy who specializes in taking your heart in the playoffs, which is a hell of a thing. But it ain't enough to be paying him as much as they paid him, leaving themselves with so little talent around Jokic because of it. Porter, nice one-way player, can rebound the ball some. Am I paying him some superstar level $200 million contract? I am not. They got to pay Christian Brown. He's turning into something. Are you going to trade him in the offseason to make sure you don't lose him for nothing when it's time to pay him? Or are you going to give him the $150 million he's ultimately going to demand now as an NBA championship player who's developing really strong? These are the type of things that Denver has to really consider. And I guess they thought firing their coach was gonna make it all better. I don't doubt that wasn't the problem. That wasn't the problem at all. You didn't have a coaching problem, Denver. You had a roster issue. And like I said in that video, if I'm Nikola Jokic, they have a Jokic issue too, because I'm getting the hell up out of here. And to me, it only makes sense to stay with one team if they are capable of putting together a championship year in, year out. If they're paying people more than they're supposed to keep from losing people, they're moonwalking. They're not necessarily being proactive in making themselves good enough to win. They're trying to back themselves into the situation so they don't lose what it is that they have that happened to be good in their possession. They didn't actually make anything great. You see what I'm saying? It's like proactive front offices that know how to maneuver around the cap, know how to value draft picks, know how to take advantage of teams that are stupid out there and get good deals, know how to negotiate properly with their free agents so they don't lose them, and nor have to pay them 3 times what they're supposed to have to keep them. Those who value their own guys properly enough so that they don't pay 3 times more than they should to keep a guy just because they drafted him and he could pretty much play. These are things that you got to be able to balance very well. And the Denver Nuggets never proven that you can do any of that. So if I'm Jokic, it's like, thank you, Denver fan base. I delivered you the only championship you're probably ever going to get. This front office is garbage, and you are stuck to them, not me. I'm out. And that's exactly how I'm looking at that if I'm Nikola Jokic. Now, granted, they could pay him $300 million, and they shouldn't hesitate to do so. And maybe he should get his money. But after I sign that contract, they got 6 months. 6 months before I'm asking them to move that contract. And it ain't going to be hard. Because if I'm Nikola Jokic, I understand that my value in the market knows no end. Knows no end. So if I want to go anywhere in the world, I should likely be able to make it possible that I get there. If I want to go to any team in the NBA, I'm sure they'll be happy to bring me on somehow. All teams. And so that's where I'm at if I'm Jokic. I got a whole league full of teams that I could go to make myself a champion. I could pick and choose whatever circumstance is best for me to make myself a champion. I'm doing that. I'm not staying with the Denver Nuggets. The Denver Nuggets haven't proven squad. I drugged them to that championship. When we won that championship, Jamal Murray was on a regular contract. He wasn't eating up all the cap. We had Bruce Brown, KCP, all these different players. Where the people at? I'm out. I ain't got no ties to this place. I ain't from here. You know what I'm saying? If I'm Jokic, I'm from Serbia, bro. Get the hell up out of here. I'm taking me and my brothers. We going somewhere else. He's sticking around this place. They ain't going nowhere. And that's exactly how I feel about the Denver Nuggets. They ain't going nowhere. They done. They gonna go as far as he can drag them, and believe me, he is dragging them. That is it. They could try to move Michael Porter for 4 quarters, so to speak. Move Jamal Murray for whatever they can get for that bad contract if they want. Repay Christian Brown if they want. None of that stuff is gonna get them where they need to go. None of them are going to make it any more worth it for Jokic to actually stay there and waste away his prime when he's one of the greatest players of all time. It makes no sense. If I'm him, I done already delivered. Y'all live the dream because of my abilities. I don't owe y'all nothing else. Nothing else. Now, it's up to him if he want to be tied to that place or not. I mean, it's up to him, Fan bases, you get tied to the people you work with. You don't want to, let people down. There's a lot of people you've known the whole time, kids you watch grow up, that kind of thing. Season ticket holders you become acquainted with. It's a lot of good that comes with that. But at the end of the day, sure enough, if people can't win with you, then you're just stuck along for the ride and they're going to be losing together. It doesn't make any sense when you're judged by the same things that he's judged by. With all due respect to so many great players in this league, Jokic is not judged by the same measures as you are. He needs to be collecting championships. I'm just being honest. He needs to be collecting championships. He ain't in the space where he can just say, well, I had a nice career in one team and won one championship. No disrespect, but he's so much greater than that. He's so much greater than that, buddy. This dude way too great to just be settling for that nonsense. No, fam, no, I'm out. I'm trying to continue to get it. I got to get it. So that I can go down in NBA lore That wasn't what I was trying to say. I don't think he'll end up with the Lakers, but he got to go down in NBA lore as one of the great centers of all time. The hell, I'm gonna sit here in Denver. Denver ain't winning nothing. They ain't putting together nothing special. They firing championship coaches and bringing themselves Russell Westbrook and overpaying role players around me, man. I ain't got no time to be wasting with them. There's got to be somewhere better for the Joker. There's got to be somewhere in this league that he would rather play than cold-ass Denver for no damn reason. So I think it's time to start screaming free Joker. He out here having ridiculous numbers, playing at the level of players that have long been in the Hall of Fame first ballot. There ain't no sense in wasting no more of your prime in a place that is now at this point reverting back to its old Denver Nugget ways. Same old Denver Nuggets has always been, just in the toilet without you. And that's exactly where they're headed with you if you don't get the hell out of there. Get the hell out of there, Jokic. So that's what's on my mind right now. Get out of there, bro. Because he can team up with anybody in the world and win a bunch of championships if he go to the right spot. I know LeBron's almost out of here. Maybe he could decide to go to the Lakers. I don't think the Lakers are too inclined to move on from Bron in any way. But like I said, he's 40, man. He gonna be moving on. I see Jokic's spot right here if he wants to come. Play right next to the Don, and we can win championships. I think they can win at least 3. I think they can win 3. I legitimately think they can be the best team in the league year in, year out, and probably win 3 NBA championships if they team up. Who the hell's stopping that? Jokic and the Don? I can line up 3 of my friends and we can go out there and win. Don't need a lot with that type of talent around us. So that's why I'm like, I'm not in the business of moving on from Bron until he's ready to go. But, and I say this with a whole lot of confidence, we're going to win a lot with Jokic if we find a way to put him on the squad. And he sure needs the hell out of Denver, I'll tell you that. He needs the hell out of Denver. But this ain't the only place he can go and be great. He can go to Minnesota and play with Ant-Man. They would win for a lot. He could replace Jaylen Brown in Boston. They would win a lot. You know, he can do a lot of things. Like, there's not too many places he can go and not be better than what is going to be in Denver. Because if you remove him from Denver, they're probably the worst team in basketball right now. He can go with Wemby, push Wemby to the 4 and win a lot. He can go to Miami and win a lot, probably. You know what I mean? I ain't thinking Miami's the greatest place for him on the court, but improvement of living, baby. South Beach is where you want to be in this NBA world. So there's a lot of different things. Jokic can do that's better than sticking around wasting away in Denver. I can tell you that. And given the fact that he's literally the best player in basketball, I don't think there's too many teams that shouldn't be trying to tear down heaven and earth within their own organizations to assure he's there and happy. Plenty of organizations. All of them, basically. So that's what I think. I really legitimately believe he needs to get the heck out of Denver right away. I won't be there for much longer. Man. So that's one thing that I'm thinking about. Another thing that I'm thinking about is Cleveland Cavaliers. I have them on my head because I legitimately think, and I said that this morning, and I'll say it again, they've been playing the best basketball all year long of any team in the NBA, in my opinion. Some of these teams that you could say, OKC and Thunder have a better record. I think the Thunder has been a little more consistent, and because they're in the Western Conference, so I can respect anybody who says the Thunder. But the brand of basketball that Cleveland's been playing at all year long is pretty damn stellar, man. I mean, just watching them play, they crisp with their style. They close games well. Their role players hit shots. Their rim protection is elite. And their role players play some defense. Pick up a guy like DeAndre Hunter, upgrade their overall bench. And I'm of the mindset that the Cleveland Cavaliers are probably the best team out there, man. They've had some lows. You know, March hasn't been the greatest for them. They've lost some games. But I want to see what they're going to do in the playoffs, man. Because they've been bitten by the injury bug the last couple of years. You know, and that kind of sealed their fate. But they're healthy right now. Garland's really a dude at this point. He's an all-star a couple times over. Donovan Mitchell's a legitimate closer. Evan Mobley stepped into all-star level. Jared Allen hasn't lost a single step. He was already pretty much an all-star. I'm a believer, man. I'm a believer in Believeland, man. I really am. I just think this is a very, very talented basketball team. It's been together for a couple years now. So it's not like they don't have experience in the playoffs. And the coaching change just really did them some good, man. And so now that we look forward to what the playoffs look like, I have as much confidence in them as I do anybody right now. You know, I really do. And a lot of people are just shooing Boston in. Boston is elite. I do think that I'm looking at this through Laker lenses most of the time when I talk about Boston. So you got to forgive me if I'm just not looking at them correctly. But, like, I really don't see them being the best team in the league right now. And I don't respect their playoff run last year at all. I don't think they really played anybody. In fact, I don't believe it's a stretch to say they didn't play anybody in the playoffs last year. They didn't play nobody. Even the Dallas team that they ran into, Luka was at half mast, playing some of the worst defense possible because of his injuries he was playing through. They didn't play nobody. They played hurt Cleveland. They played hurt Indy. They played hurt New York. They ain't played nobody. So as far as I can tell, they no good. They're trash. In comparison to a team that's actually been battle tested. Not to mention a lot of what they're relying upon has kind of stepped backwards. Drew Holiday, is he still Drew Holiday? Yes, he can still defend very well. But is he still Drew Holiday? Is Porzingis going to be healthy? Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, they're solidified. I don't have nothing to say about them. But like some of that other stuff that was so souped up these last couple years, I don't know if I have all that much faith in that stuff this year. This year? I don't know, man. I'm not of the mindset that Boston is as good as everybody say they are. I think people are giving them a lot of credit because they won a championship last year. What about all them other years where they came up short? Losing to a half-mast Miami team with the same core. They ain't did nothing special. Until last year, this team been together for what, 6 years? We're going to forget about them all them other times that they came up short, and now we just solidified them as just the most incredible playoff team? Nah. You ain't going to make me forget that they came up short for almost 6 years straight before they finally got over the hump with the easiest path ever and a stimulus package from dumbass Portland, who literally gave them Drew Holiday for two hurt-prone players. I'm sorry, no, I'm not doing this with Boston. No. Y'all got to play somebody. Prove to me that you can play a competent playoff run without teams needing to be completely decimated in order for you to win a championship. Then I'll give you the credit that the rest of the NBA sphere is giving you. Until then, you got to prove something to me that you haven't proven. Play somebody, anybody, healthy in the playoffs and actually get to a championship. Anybody, fam. And so that's why I'm looking at them like, nah, man. People love to give me the Lakers hell for the bubble championship, which was literally the hardest championship to ever win. I don't care what any of these idiots say. These people were away from their families, couldn't even leave the bubble for 4 months straight. Teams was falling off not because they was losing to better teams, but because they lost their focus. That's why half of them teams didn't make it through the damn bubble, because it was too difficult for them superstar millionaires to go 3 months without you know what and a little bit of something else. Try to tell me it's easier because guys didn't travel. Fool, they couldn't travel. Have you forgotten? Talking about that was the easiest championship. That was the most difficult championship. Because you had to sacrifice more than basketball in order to win it. Let these goofies tell you what the hell is going on. Half of them people weren't even watching it. They were too busy cuddled up in the house afraid of catching COVID. They weren't watching basketball, a lot of them, who want to make fun of that championship. Those of us who were paying close attention to it, we know. The ones who want to discredit it, their teams lost. They know too. That's why I don't have a whole lot of respect for people who say it's a bubble championship, the Lakers Mickey Mouse championship. I don't actually remember the dynamic from which competing was necessary. What guys had to sacrifice just to compete in that damn thing. What the world was like outside of that bubble. And this guy's afraid that their families are likely not going to make it because of that damn virus. And you think that I'm supposed to say that any other championship was easier? Or harder, rather? Most championships were not that difficult because the world wasn't literally falling apart while the games were being played. People had to be away from their families, worried that their families are going to survive the week. Have to start painting that picture for these clowns so they can start remembering what actually happened there. There's a lot of people who'd love to discredit that championship, and their teams didn't have the mental fortitude to even make it through the bubble, let alone win it. I give credit to my guys because they got through that. A lot of them people had families. Our guys were veterans. A lot of them were leaving kids at home. Couldn't see their families. Some of y'all players, favorite players, couldn't even make it through the bubble without sneaking somebody in. Man, get out of here, man. I ain't trying to hear nothing from none of y'all. Discredit that championship because you're an idiot. Don't discredit it because you actually think you're serious about what you're saying. That's what I say to people who want to call out the Mickey Mouse championship bubble, whatever you want to call it. Just say you're stupid and continue moving about your day. But anyway, that's what I have to say about that. Boston, however, did have an easy championship. That was a bubblegum championship. They played nobody. They played absolutely nobody. Everybody they ran into was down at least two superstars. At least. No exaggeration. They were playing teams third string guys in the second round and third round of the playoffs. Running into teams third string guys playing 40 minutes a game. And you want to give them credit as champions? What's wrong with you? But then you don't want to give credit to the Lakers when they made it through the bubble? What's wrong with you? Stop giving Boston credit for something that a role-playing team could have won that championship with that type of path, man. Get out of here, bro. Any team that was healthy would have won that championship, ladies and gentlemen. Any team in the NBA that was reasonable enough to win 25, 30 games, you didn't even have to be a good team. A reasonable team could have won that championship the Boston Celtics won last year. As many hurt players they ran into. As many decimated teams as they ran into consecutively. That they didn't go undefeated in that championship is egregious in and of itself. They shouldn't have lost no games in that playoffs. That they even lost a game in the playoffs is disgusting to me. Given how souped up their team was and how easy that path was. So you don't want people like me talking, because I'm going to tell the truth, bro. Ain't nobody paying me a dime. I don't have to lie about nothing. I don't have to glaze none of these damn teams. Ain't none of them paying none of my bills. I tell the truth as I saw it. As we all saw it. If we were paying attention. Boston gets zero respect for that championship. The Lakers get 100,000% for the bubble championship. If you know what you're talking about. Otherwise, just say you're stupid and keep it walking. That's your job. And my patience level is on zero for bullcrap today. I'm telling y'all, man, this is how I'm feeling. Very little patience for nonsense. And I tell you, man, when it comes to this NBA, it's a whole lot of nonsense. Whole lot of nonsense. Teams firing their coaches 3 and 4 games before the playoffs when they in the 5th seed. Want to call themselves serious franchises. How you a serious franchise? You're firing the coach right before the playoffs. You couldn't wait till the offseason? But you think you're gonna find your mojo with an interim? And that one team did that was silly enough. Two? So it's becoming a trend. Basically, Denver followed Memphis because they liked what Memphis did. Made sense to them what Memphis did. Only thing that makes sense to me is that they didn't want to pay these coaches. They were up for extensions and they were afraid if they get to the playoffs, they would have more leverage. Something in that ballpark is probably what this is. Something in that damn ballpark. That these coaches are likely up for some type of extension. And these idiot owners who make all the wrong decisions decided yet again to follow their nose instead of the people who probably advised them how to handle things. And said, I don't want to pay this guy. And I don't want to have to negotiate at a high level and lose him. So I'd rather lose him on my terms, plummet his value by not allowing him to play in the playoffs, by sending him into the void as if he did something wrong right before the playoffs to re-establish the understanding that not only is he not worth what he's asking for, but he's worth less. Because that's what you're doing to their value as coaches. That's a guess of mine. Don't know. It's a guess, though. Something in that ballpark is probably why the coaches were fired at the time they were fired. I don't have a problem firing guys. But right before the playoffs, yeah, that's you messing with their value. That's you sending them away as if they're worse than what they are. Like you couldn't win in the playoffs with them being a coach. They were the problem. Instead of who? You? I disagree. Memphis, I disagree. Denver, your front office probably is the problem there. In fact, this is just yet another bit of proof that that is the case. That you'll move this way. So yeah, man, the fans need to, season ticket holders, you know what I'm saying? They need to start really considering what they want to do going forward. If I'm a Memphis season ticket holder, if I'm a Denver season ticket holder, I don't know if I'm renewing next year. Not at the same price. Not where y'all headed. No. Nope. If they think anything like me, it ain't gonna be no dropping $4,000 for all the season tickets this year. Nah. Nope. Not with the moves that y'all making. No, I'm not making that type of commitment. No. Sorry. Yeah, but I hope people don't think or listen to me. You better hope they don't think like me. You better hope they don't listen. Because I'm going to be sending people away. Y'all bottom dollar is money, right? Well, I might have people questioning whether or not they need to be giving you any of that. Because some of these decisions these teams are making, man, they don't deserve nobody's money, bro. They don't deserve nobody's season ticket. None of that type of investment or commitment. No. Dallas, no. Dallas is throwing the finger up to Dallas as their fan base is getting the finger from the ownership, in my humble opinion. It wasn't enough that you had to send Doncic away to a contender, likely one of your biggest rivals if you're Dallas. They hate us, I'm sure. You sent him there. Then on the way out the door, you smeared the man. Then you turn around and raise season tickets as if what you did is supposed to reflect positively in the market, doubling down on your stupidity and the arrogance of said stupidity. I would not buy a single season ticket package if I'm anybody that's a Dallas Maverick fan. You got to send a message to these owners that you're not going to take this type of nonsense from them just because they ain't happy because they can't get other things done in the city. Because that's what I understand it may be. But because the city of Dallas won't bend over and let them build another casino or fleet of casinos in Dallas to suck the dry of the city, all this money, having people turned into, gambling addicts right overnight in a city where everybody do it big in that state. They know they can make a lot of money if they turn Texas into a gambling state. And that's exactly what I understand the ownership of the Dallas Mavericks are interested in doing. And because Texas is taking a stand against them and saying, no, you're not going to do that, they try to tank the team drive the fans away from the franchise, and then furthermore move the team to a different city to punish the city of Dallas for not allowing them to turn their city into Sodom and Gomorrah. Gambling edition. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong, but this looks like something like that to me. When you consider that they literally sent away an MVP candidate at 25 years of age to a Western Conference contender that everybody likely hates, and then furthermore lights a fire underneath his behind that's going to make him never want to come back to this place, which ain't going to be relevant anyway because you're likely going to move the team some other place. And who gets the short end of the stick? The Dallas Maverick faithful. They need to boycott that team. I'm seeing way too many people supporting that team. Way too many people in the Dallas Mavericks building screaming and hollering for that team. It's almost like the city of Dallas or the fan base don't understand what just happened to them. You just got screwed over. Somebody gave you the finger. Literally. You need to stop paying them for that. You gotta stop congratulating them for screwing you over. Literally. You're setting a terrible precedent for the rest of us. Literally. You can blame Mark Cuban for selling the team. That's your business, but he's out. He's not there no more. You got to deal with the people in front of you. And the people in front of you just tanked your damn franchise. They tanked your timeline. They sent away the homegrown, drafted Hall of Fame hero who didn't want to leave at 25 years of age. Said that he was fat, but then the same year that they sent him away, he goes to the Lakers and turned us into an immediate contender. We ain't lost much sense. And he looked like himself for the most part. So all that talk about him being too fat and all this, and then, guess what? The same production he was giving the Dallas Mavericks, he's giving to the Los Angeles Lakers. Same production. So whatever they were saying about him being too fat, it ain't showing up. It ain't showing up. He scored 30 in the last game, shot down the best team in the Western Conference 2 months after they traded him away. He couldn't do that for y'all for a couple more minutes? Of course he could. So that's why I'm like, man, Dallas, y'all supporting the team too much. I'm seeing way too many people in them seats in Dallas clapping and yelling and screaming for Anthony Davis. God bless him. It wouldn't be but 5 people in that damn stadium if y'all knew what the hell y'all were doing. Y'all want to save y'all team? Stop supporting this ownership. Because they sure as hell ain't supporting you. And you can say fire Nico, but he got a boss. Nico ain't got no damn power. We can pretend like we that type of stupid, but let's not actually be. Shall we not? Nico ain't got no power. He do what the owners tell him is going to be done. We're going to trade Luka Doncic, and we're going to do it in a way that tanks our situation. Okay, cool. If he was trying to get a reasonable return, ain't no way Austin Reeves would still be on our team. Ain't no way we still had that second pick. No way. Let's be honest. There's no reason to leave Austin out of that trade. Lakers would have made the trade and sent Austin ass home. We would have definitely did that. There's no way you make that trade without Austin involved. It's malpractice. And it's rather obvious, if I'm being honest with you. Max Christie? Are you serious? I like Max Christie, but he's a role player, fam. We got homie in the second round. Anthony Davis is 37 years old. Or 34? He's gonna be 37 by the time he leave y'all. Already known for his injury issues, even though he did a great job staying healthy for us. He really did. But we cashed out before it got bad, as far as I could tell. In the first game y'all get the guy, he plays one half, and now he has a growing injury that keeps him out for almost a month? And that's all you got back for Luka Don. That's all you got back. Seriously? And y'all supporting this? Y'all getting mad at each other because some of y'all are smart enough not to support this? Dallas, you're losing your mind, friends. I'm just being honest with you. I don't particularly like y'all, but y'all are reasonable ops, man. Y'all really did some good things with Dirk Nowitzki in that era. So I had a healthy respect for y'all. But y'all ain't make too many good decisions as a franchise or a front office since Luka basically got there. You had an opportunity to get Jalen Brunson at half the price. You didn't put the $50 million on the table that he would have signed. You would have had Jalen Brunson on like an Austin Reeves-like contract. But because y'all didn't re-sign him when you had an opportunity to, he went off to New York and the rest is history. He's going to go on to be a Hall of Famer for the New York Knicks. I don't know, man. I don't know. And Kyrie thing worked out, but that was a hell of a gamble. It was a hell of a gamble. It worked out, though. But, like, it's just a lot of stuff y'all did, man. The Quentin Grimes situation, look at what Quentin's turned into for Philly. Are you serious? Y'all didn't want to pay him? You didn't want Austin Reeves. You didn't want to pay Quentin Grimes. You demanded Anthony Davis and not the second pick. You gave away Luka Doncic at 25 years old. Like all of this stuff just speaks to malpractice, Dallas. And I'm a Laker fan that benefits from all of it, but I got two eyes. I can see what the hell's going on there. That's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. You could have asked any Laker fan in the world. We would tell you two things. We love AD. We make this trade 100 out of 100 times. Those are the two things we would have told you. Any Laker fan worth his salt. We love AD. He carried us 6 years. Got us one championship. We had some ups. We had a few downs. Way more ups. His brand of basketball, strong defensively. Rebound the ball as good as anybody. When he's scoring, he can score. Does he have some flaws we could discuss? Absolutely. Is that why we're moving on from him? Absolutely not. We're moving on from him because you gave us something that was worth 3 times him, and nobody's dumb out here. He would still be a Laker. Nobody was saying we got to get rid of Anthony Davis. If anything, we were saying we get rid of everybody else but Anthony Davis. But if you're going to give me Luka Doncic, then I'll trade Anthony Davis. It's just math, fam. It ain't that deep. Anthony Davis can feel, numb toward us because we supported that or whatever, man. Listen, bro. You're a very rich man. You know when a good deal is on the table, Anthony Davis. Don't play us like we're supposed to be stupid just because it doesn't benefit you. That's what I say to Anthony Davis. Don't play me like I'm supposed to be stupid just because you're getting the short end the stick of it, bro. I'm not about to leave a good deal on the table when I'm in the situation the Lakers are in. That's malpractice if I don't do this. So for him to be upset or pretend like he's not upset when he feels upset, hey, look, we all got emotions, we all got feelings, we all put in effort and want our effort to be, what it is, we want what we want. All of that is wonderful, fam. I respect it, but hey, somebody come over here telling me I'm going to give you 3 times what it's worth for whatever it is you have. Either I can shoot myself in the foot and say no because I'm going to be loyal to this thing I got, or I'm going to make a deal that makes me a lot of money and be happy about it. It's the only decision to make. You're going to give me $400 for these $150 shoes? Bro, you get the shoes. They're yours. I'm not going to sit up here and say, well, I walked down the street in them shoes. I have some good memory in them shoes. I don't care about them damn memories, bro. Give me my damn money. Because I got to make a good decision for myself. So for somebody like Anthony Davis who got like $400 million in the bank, going to get mad at the Lakers for getting rid of him for 3 times the price, he's just asking us to be stupid on his behalf. And my friend, ain't nobody about to do that, bro. I'm sorry, we're not about to do that. I respect you. I appreciate what you did. And trust me, when it's all said and done, we're going to retire your jersey, bro. Thank you. But ain't nobody about to just say no to Luka Doncic, a first-round pick, and Austin Reeves, and you have to go out for Luka, and we going to say no? Yeah, nah, fam. Ain't nobody about to do that. Ain't nobody about to do that. We ain't about to virtue ourselves into something stupid like that. We ain't about to loyalty ourselves into something stupid like that, bro. No. Not especially when we got the problems that we got as a franchise. It's not like we sitting up here on an OKC worth of picks, a Utah worth of picks, fam. We don't have it like that. Can't afford to do that, fam. So I was a little disappointed in AD's overall disposition. I just felt like he played us like he thought we were supposed to be stupid or something. Like we're supposed to just let this opportunity go by, bro. No, we ain't supposed to do that. And if you love the Lakers and you at least gonna stand by and say, yeah, they got it right, bro. They did what they had to do. I want to hear him say that. This was best for the franchise. I agree. I'd have did it too. Because you would have. You get mad at LeBron James, people say they knew. I don't care if they knew or not, fam. I wish I did knew. I'd have been fine with it, and I told you in the face, hey, look, I got to do this. Or I'd have kept it from you if that's the only way the deal gonna get done. But don't act like I'm supposed to be dumb. No. So yeah, man, we're getting a lot off our chest today, man. That's how I'm feeling today. I told you I got a little room for bull crap, man. We're getting it all out right now. And look, Dallas, hey man, it is what it is, brother. That's what I said to the city of Dallas. The best thing I can do for you is to tell you to stop paying money into that franchise. Stop rooting for that team. Respect them players. Give them all the incentives to go somewhere where they loved, man, because you ain't loved there, so why are you loving the team? This is the type of guilt trip crap that makes people continue to sit in situations when they be given the finger. No, I'm not about to root this team on, bro. Why? Why am I rooting this team on? Y'all put this team together as a middle finger to me. And I'm supposed to think about the players' feelings? No, I can tell the players, hey, go somewhere else, man. Think about your own feelings. You ain't getting no support here. Go somewhere else. Just like I tell all these Clipper players, you ain't getting no support here. Go somewhere else. Don't waste your prime in the Clipper land. We don't care about the Clippers. The best thing we can do for you is continue to be who we are. Not fake the funk. Not support a team we don't care about. Not support a team that doesn't care about us in our respective situations. I'm not about to sit up here and say, oh, we got some new players. Let's love them to death. No. No, they're going to get the experience that comes with coming to a situation like this. And if they love themselves, they're going to get the hell out of here. First opportunity they get. So that's my point of view, man. I don't have a horse in the race if it comes to Dallas. I don't particularly want to see them succeed nor fail. I don't really care too much about them at all. At all. But, you know, fair is fair and what's not is not. And they're getting screwed over and they still supporting the team, and I think that's crazy. I think that's crazy. Y'all hoorahing yourselves into losing your whole franchise. And all you probably need to do is boycott the team to save that franchise, and y'all ain't smart enough to do it. That's a damn shame. It really is, Dallas. BDL 44. I thank y'all for watching. I'm out.